Hello and welcome to Gangs All Here. My name is Ryan Sampson. That's my guy Frankie Vidarini from U Stadium. We're doing an emergency episode of Gangs All Here because Woody Johnson opened his mouth and talked about his quarterback, Justin Fields. Or you could say, really took shots at Justin Fields. And he talked about his head coach, Aaron Glenn. And we're here to break it down on today's episode. But before I get to any of that, Frankie, how you doing today, buddy?
Ryan, man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. There's never a dull moment with this team, man. It's just a random Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful weather still in New York. We're getting pretty lucky with the weather here, by the way. But, man, this team, we just stay front page, don't we?
Yeah.
Year after year, we could be 0-7. The only team in football without a win. Everyone's still talking about us.
Everyone's still talking about us, and of course, Woody Johnson had to find his moment to slip in and give his thoughts. And I'm sure a lot of people were interested to hear what his thoughts are, considering this season has already gone under an 0-7 start. Playoffs are out, and ultimately, this team is looking dead bullseye at the number one pick in the draft if things continue to go the way they are. So let's get to it. I'm going to have Juliana play the sound. This was Woody Johnson, Jets owner, talking about Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields.
What's your confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Well, it looks like he's turning around parts of it. It's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we got. He has the ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league. You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season.
So what gives you hope then? You said you have hope.
I just think defense, special teams are doing better. The defense is pretty good. And if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. You got to complete some passes. You got to convince them that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have have a game that you can win.
Well, to be frank, if you did complete a pass, you would have a better chance at winning a football game. So I do agree with Woody Johnson's saying there. But I'll toss to Frankie here and get his comments and thoughts about what Woody Johnson said about Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields.
Ryan, did you know you have to complete passes, right, to win a football game? I don't know if you know this. But
I just said that. Yeah, you do need to do that.
Yeah,
I agree with
you.
You.
Yeah. I didn't know if you were aware. Yeah,
he's 100% right when he says that.
Yeah. Truly unbelievable analysis by the owner of one of the wealthiest professional sports teams in the world. Let me just say this: he starts out that quote saying that Aaron Glenn's turned around parts of it. Has he? Has he actually turned around? The defense, Ryan, you said it on our post game, and let's call a spade. You played Carolina, who had their backup quarterback in. They're not world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. And you know how the London game goes. It's weird. It's different. It's overseas, different time zones. Sometimes teams are flat. Denver's offense looks very flat. They actually looked very flat this past week, too, until the fourth quarter. Don't feed me that Aaron Glenn at this point has turned around the defense and special teams based on Denver and London and Carolina, who was projected to be a bottom 5 team coming into the season with their backup quarterback playing the whole second half. Don't feed me that, please. So again, he's making excuses just like he usually does and his head coach always does. They're making excuses. This is an excuse. Saying, oh, don't worry, he turned around that. The reason why the offense isn't turned around, now he points the finger at Justin Fields. Justin Fields, he's the problem. You threw the guy right under the bus. Now, listen, to be honest, he's right to a degree when he's talking about Justin Fields. He's right that they really can't complete a freaking pass. It's really that hard.
Especially downfield.
You have negative 10. Yeah. It looks like it's impossible. You have a game 46 passing yards, 45, 27 passing yards. I mean, come on. That's inexcusable. But what is it really inexcusable, because he loves to bring up excuses, is to throw a quarterback that you all paid and your head coach that you seem to always want to defend, or he's always going to want to defend him. Today, he defended him the entire time he was speaking. Wanted to pay this guy $30 million. guaranteed. $40 million he paid him. 30 of that's guaranteed. Daniel Jones got less money than that, by the way. Regardless, this is tiresome, man. This team is just the same old. I get no confidence hearing stuff like that. He's clearly gonna go down with the ship with Aaron Glenn as his captain. I mean, if you're not understanding that at this point, then I don't know what you're really looking for. This is going to be a long journey, everyone. You better hope, if you don't want Glenn here next year, you better hope something crazy happens, like 0-17 or some breakdown in the press, in a presser or something.
Well, look, I think you had to wait for Woody's first response about how this season has gone, and we got it today. I do wonder if he's done more damage than good today, which is typical for Mr. Johnson. I didn't love the fact that he burned Justin Fields like that publicly. That's not going to go over well, in my opinion, in the locker room. And it's probably not going to go over well with a lot of players in the league when they see an owner publicly bashing their player like that. It's typically not okay, Frankie. And I think that's why I have a more level-headed approach here in response. Like, look, Justin was given an opportunity here by Aaron Glenn. Obviously, it has not worked out at all. The offense has been dreadful. It's one of the worst I've ever seen. The Jets make it difficult to watch football offensively, and that's saying something. And I think while Justin has really given every opportunity in other spots as well, and now here in New York, we kind of find out our answer that he's not a starting quarterback. He's not a viable starting quarterback in the NFL. But I would go back at Woody and say, look, you say it would help if our quarterback completed a pass. I think there's more to this, Frankie. I think it would help if the rookie offensive coordinator would have a better offensive scheme that fit around Justin's skill set. I wish they would call more run plays to Breece Hall. I wish they would call more screen passes to Breece Hall. Use Breece Hall in the passing game. It would have helped if Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji had drafted a better wide receiver earlier in the draft or had signed an actual wide receiver too this offseason after cutting Devontae Adams. I think there was a lot of different ways the Jets could have helped surround Justin Fields a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we got the answer we know from the first 7 weeks of this season. The bad part about this is that you might have hinted at he's giving his full support to Aaron Glenn. Now, I think a lot of Jets fans, there's a huge divide right now. I thought there was more on the side of, yes, fire Aaron Glenn after this year because of how bad it's going. I'm seeing a lot of it go the other way. And I'm seeing a lot of people firing back at, these are hot take artists. People don't know what they're talking about. You have to be patient with Aaron Glenn. Look at what the Lions did with Dan Campbell his first year. Look at what I lost my other comparison. Jimmy Johnson. Yes.
Tony Dungy.
And then Kaza talked about yesterday. You can't forget what happened with Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. They were really bad the first 2 years, and they gave a ton of money to Jimmy Garoppolo to be their starting quarterback, who got hurt the first year. And then remember, they were starting 4th, 5th, 6th round quarterbacks, nobodies. And it took them a while until eventually they landed Brock Purdy, and they had, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo go to the one Super Bowl. They were patient with him. So I guess my question to you, Frankie, is the fact that Woody is backing up Aaron Glenn, while we may see as like, oh boy, he's going to ride and die with Aaron, maybe Woody deserves a little bit of, I don't know, credit to be patient with Aaron Glenn here.
I mean, all right, let's get this out of the way, because this is a conversation that needs to be had, and it's important, right? It's ridiculous to think about firing a head coach after 7 games in their first year. It is. It absolutely is. Let's just say it. We may want it. Fans may want it. People are talking about it. It's crazy. It's not fair to Aaron Glenn. It's not fair to Woody Johnson. It's not fair, to be honest. Let's just get that out of the way. That's wild talk. However, you cannot deny every single sign that you've seen from this head coach. And today, what you heard from your owner that points in a direction that this is going to go completely off the rails and crash and burn. Every single sign is there. So we're foreshadowing a conclusion that we've seen before. And Woody Johnson also talked about the fans, Ryan, and he said on what he would say to the fans that if they're true Jet fans, that's not a question you ask whether you're a true Jet fan. Okay. They've been at it for a long time. They know exactly what's going on, which is kind of interesting to say, like, we know exactly how crappy this situation is because we've been in this so many times. I think they're the smartest fans in the world because they know what's going on. What he's basically saying is, are we new to this? Is this something that we've never seen before? Oh, you're the smartest fans in the world. I'm going to pat you on the back and make you feel good about yourself if you feel like that was a little bit of a dig.
Definitely, he's not panhandling. How would you describe it? I mean, he was kind of being like, if Jets fans have been through this, they're the smartest fans in the NFL.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Like, who are you guys tested these questions? You think they don't know about the struggle? That's not something really that is a badge of honor you want to carry as an owner of a professional sports team. Like, oh, you guys know how bad we've been. We stink, but everyone knows it. You cannot run a team like this. You have to come out there today and say to everybody, this is unacceptable by any stretch of the imagination. The head coach needs to do a better job. I need to do a better job. You all come out and support us every week. And apparently they raised parking prices, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But you all know the struggle, and I'm trying to fix that so this struggle is over. That's what you say. You don't go out and throw your quarterback to your head coach, the head honcho there, the guy with full autonomy of the team wanted to bring in here. You don't throw him under the bus. The same head coach, by the way, that now you'll see it's going to come out pretty soon that Tyrod Taylor is going to be the starter. The same guy that told the New York Post sports beat reporter Brian Costello, what kind of question is that about benching him?
Right.
Now it's okay to throw him under the bus. What, a week later, after 2 quarters? This has all the ingredients of this is pointing to a complete and utter disaster. And I am not feeling any better about myself as a Jet fan or more confident in what they're trying to do there. Listening to some of these comments today, Rye.
Right. I get you. I think I do have to, again, credit Woody, though. While I don't like him bashing, again, I have to say this, I don't like him bashing the quarterback. It's not smart. It's not a good way to go about business. And it's going to ruin relationships, in my opinion. I do like the fact that he is giving his vote of confidence in Aaron Glenn. And he's saying, I believe in him still, despite everything you're saying, Frankie, and all the signs pointing to. This is a coach who's just going through it right now. He's clearly in over his head and is figuring this out, how to be a head coach and how to run a program. This quote here about Aaron from Woody about why he has a vote of confidence in him is, I do believe in Aaron. If I were a player, I would respond to him because he's the real deal. There's no BS. There's no second agendas. What you're hearing is the truth. A lot of times players don't get the truth. They get a lot of gobbledygook. He threw gobbledygook in there.
That would be the best thing he said today.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that. Can I use that gobbledygook? I like that.
I don't know, man. Like I don't want to be overreactive at the same time because we had I had plenty of that this past week on the game itself. But looking forward, Frankie, it does feel like the sense, especially after today, is that Woody Johnson's going to give Aaron Glenn another year. Even no matter how bad this season goes, even if they don't finish with a win, I think based off Kaz's comments yesterday and what Kaz has constantly preached to us is that this team has given Aaron Glenn a lot of money. They don't like paying people not to do their jobs, meaning firing them and then having to pay them. And you have to be patient with the head coach and give him an opportunity to build a program more than 1 year. You can't expect an instant turnaround. I think there's going to be a lot of, not finger pointing, but a lot of evaluation of the talent on this roster. And if, you're going to be trading players here in the coming weeks before the deadline and then what you're going to be doing in the offseason. But we're heading towards a full, total rebuild, Frankie. That is what this is. And I think Woody Johnson's just going to back Aaron Glenn on this.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, he said it that he hugs Aaron Glenn all the time, which is a weird thing to say, right? You imagine you're telling people, "Oh, I hug this person all the time." Half the fans want him fired now. The other 40% want him fired after the season, which I respect to a degree that he's supporting him like that. But on the other end, this is terrifying. This is terrifying because based on his comments today, how much he believes in Aaron Glenn. And why it's terrifying is because I have no belief as a fan, as a pundit, whatever you want to call us, looking at this game, as long as I've looking at head coaches that have been successful, and specifically what we need more so to develop a quarterback, if more than anything, this regime and Aaron Glenn does not point to one that's going to be successful here. He's not going to change the scope of the misery that has been the New York Jets over the last 15, 20, 50 years. So right now, they have to do a lot to gain my confidence. That's it. I'm not going to just blindly support things because I want you to prove it to me.
Yeah.
This is terrifying today, Ryan, because I am starting to see a pattern of excuse making. Do not, as the boss, Woody Johnson's the boss, don't make excuses. Your quarterback's not the problem. Even Aaron Glenn's not the problem.
It is the problem.
You're the problem.
Well, I mean,
it is a problem. Yeah.
I mean, that's a deep dive into Woody himself and how he's run this team. There is no doubt, Frankie. Like, you're 100% right. There is a clear problem at the top, and that is why you have more 4-win seasons than actual winning record seasons under your tenure as Jets owner. That's insane.
Crazy.
It's crazy, but if he wants to truly let this team change its culture and rebuild, you have to be more patient. And that's what I'm finding out right here, Frankie, is that we can't be so reactionary to what the season is right now, and that we have to ultimately embrace it's going to be a tank this year. They're going to get a high draft pick, possibly the number 1 pick, draft the quarterback of the future, and hopefully build around that quarterback to let them lead us out of the darkness, because that is the Jets' only chance right now.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going right there. You know, the New York Jets and this franchise, it's going to come on the shoulders of one of these 3 or 4 quarterbacks coming out. Fernando Mendoza, are you going to be the savior here? Dante Moore, is it you, man? Great year out of Oregon. Ty Simpson out of Alabama, is it you? That's what this is going to come down to. Really, that we need a quarterback that comes in here that gives everyone on offense confidence, that allows the defense to be able to get off the field and then come in and play fast and hot. Again, he talked about Woody, parts are being fixed. I still don't see the defense forcing turnovers. We have 1 turnover.
It's not there yet. Special teams has been a lot better.
The second lowest team is 3. Yeah, special teams has been better, but Ryan, what is special teams? Nick Falk's going to make field goals. It's not like we're this team that's returning the ball 50 yards, every other quarter. So yeah, is it as bad as it was? No, but it's not turned around yet. But what will turn this around is exactly what you're bringing up, right? It's going to have to be a quarterback. So hopefully we're in a position to
one that can complete a pass.
Yeah. I can't believe, you know what? I like that to a degree, I like that he's coming out there and just like being honest. He's kind of, he's a little bit of a politician, or he is a politician.
He's a politician.
He's a politician. Yeah. He's completing balls. That's how you win football games. I don't know if he was trying to be a little funny there. I hope he was to a degree.
I think he was being a little sarcastic, but again, your quarterback who's under contract for next year heard that.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great. I'm just telling you right now. It's not going to go over well in the locker room. We all know about Woody not liking Tony Adams. We all know he doesn't like Justin Fields now. Makes you wonder how many players really want to come play for this guy if he's going to publicly bash you like that. So, food for thought. Ultimately, though, Woody Johnson spoke, gave his confidence in Aaron Glenn, and publicly bashed his quarterback, Justin Fields. It's most likely going to be Tyrod Taylor from what we understand next week. Frankie and I will be here all season long to break it down after the games and do discussions like this when we get news.
Oh, you were awesome after the game. That post game was on fire. I enjoyed doing that post game with you. I know you thought you might have went a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look,
but it was good. It was good.
It's all going to play out in front of us. And then we'll just keep
right in front of us.
It's right in front of us, and we'll figure it out. Frankie, I appreciate you, buddy, and we'll catch you next time. Okay.
Appreciate you.